Hey, it's Eric with PhotographySEO.net, and today I want to talk about how to find more clients for wedding photography. So, if you're doing wedding photography, it can be very competitive. There's quite a lot of people who are trying to tackle this particular niche. And the reason being, there's multiple reasons. Maybe you just actually genuinely love doing wedding photography the most, you have the most fun with it, but it also happens to pay very well in comparison to other types of photography. So the thing to do when you're looking for more wedding photography clients is I've gone over this in another training, but let's just take a look at first, where would you like to work? If you live in Nashville, for example, I spelled that wrong. But if you live in Nashville in particular is going to be very competitive. Um, and you'll find that there's quite a lot of people competing for something like this. I teach in another training how you can use something called the Google operator, and essentially it's like a command that you give Google to see how many people are competing for a search phrase. So when we look at Nashville wedding photography here, um, it Google shows us that they're bringing us 1,070,000 results. So that's a lot of websites, but that doesn't necessarily mean that every one of those websites is competing for this phrase. If you do all in title, colon, and no space, you're going to see that in actuality, there's about 20,800 websites, and these guys are more than likely actually competing for the phrase Nashville wedding photography. So that is actually still pretty competitive. If you have a brand new website, it's probably not the number one thing that you should go for right off the bat. And the reason I say that is Google isn't going to put you in the number one position in a matter of weeks. It's going to take months and potentially even a year or more, depending on your SEO skills, to get to the top of Google. So, what you can do though is you can take a look at other areas, neighborhoods, cities where there might be less competition. And you go, let's take, for example, Hendersonville. Let's try this. Let's see if there's anybody searching for Hendersonville wedding photographers. Um, this is a smaller city, and let's see. Now we have 186 websites. There's a dramatic difference here. And the thing is, almost everybody is going for these really, really big keywords like Nashville wedding photographers. They see, oh, there must be 1,000 people who are looking for wedding photography in Nashville. I want to be number one in Google for that. And so they invest all their time and all their money trying to get to the top, uh, but they don't really totally know what they're doing. And so they end up losing a lot of money and wasting a lot of time. And they don't end up seeing anything as a result of their efforts. And that really sucks. And the truth is, with a brand new site, you could probably rank decently for something like this. Another place, let's try uh, wedding photographers. Let's try Brentwood, Tennessee. See, now we have 51, and Brentwood is a great area. There's hardly any competition here. This is a great, if you're in Tennessee, you should just totally take this. You should do it. Because people in Brentwood can probably pay top dollar for a wedding photographer. They'll probably have a beautiful location for that wedding. And it's just a very upscale kind of place, and it's a place that you'd like to get work. If you're ranking number one in Nashville, you could get everybody from the guy who says, I have $300 and I want you to do my wedding, to the guy who says, I have $6,000 and I want you to do my wedding. It's going to be hit or miss quite a bit in the Nashville area because it is just a huge city. In a place like Brentwood, you could expect mostly people who will be paying, upwards of, $4,000 to $8,000. Let's try Green Hills. That's even another really great area. Green Hills, Tennessee. So this this says that there's one website on the internet, and Green Hills is an incredible area. It's just a very affluent area. Um, why not try and show up number one in Google for the Green Hills area? If you end up getting one wedding over the course of a year because you just made a page on your website called Green Hills Wedding Photographer, um, that pays for itself. You take an hour or less to create the page, and you make $4,000 within that year because you made that page. Do the math here. Is that really worth it? I think it is. So you can actually use this and find little pockets and little cities, affluent areas that are near where you are, to target that market and just take it over. I hope this helps. Be sure to check out our website for more training in what we do. We'll show you basically the secrets that we use in our SEO agency to get websites number one in Google for even the most competitive phrases, such as Nashville wedding photographers and things like that. We've worked in very, very competitive markets and in very competitive industries. So there really isn't anything we can't compete for. With that being said, make sure to check out the website, subscribe, and like the video, and we'll see you in the next one.